So, good afternoon, class. Now, I will ask you some questions. Those who know the answers, please unmute yourself and answer me, okay? Or you should have to answer me in a full sentences, not in a one word. What do you see in the picture?
Ma'am, different types flowers.
Very good, Rina. Different types of flowers, okay? How do flowers look? How do flowers look?
Ma'am, beautiful. Flowers are looking beautiful.
Okay, flowers looks beautiful. Very good, Rina. Name the flowers which are yellow in color. Name the flowers which are yellow in color.
Ma'am, daffodils.
Okay, daffodils. Have you heard any poem related to daffodil? Okay, so student, today we shall discuss about a poem, Daffodil. So, Daffodil. This poem is composed by William Wordsworth. Here is the picture of William Wordsworth. He is 19th century poet. He was a 19th century poet, and he is well known poet of romantic poetries. He wrote many poetries in nature or romantic, and he is well known poet of romantic poetry, and he began to write his poetry while he is studying in he was studying at school. At the time of his school, he was started writing his poetry and publishing his poetry in a well good manner, and he become a famous poet in his century. So now we will talk about the poem Daffodil. The Daffodil poem is written by composed by William Wordsworth, and the poet tell us what he observed and experienced while he was walking through the hills and valley one day. He was lonely and melancholy. Suddenly, he passes through the lake and he noticed a cluster of daffodils. A clusters of daffodils means a group of flowers, daffodils has seen, and the cluster of daffodils were being in a breeze. They saw thousands of daffodils in the dancing in the breeze, and he is alone in his journey, and while seeing the daffodils he feel happy and joy because he at the starting of the poem he was feeling so lonely and alone because his journey is so sad, and he was thinking about that ki, why the nature is not why nature is not accepting us for our happiness. And when he saw the thousands of daffodils, he feels joy and happiness, and he felt happy after seeing daffodils. It relates him with the nature. He relates himself as the nature. Okay, now this is the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over hills, vales, and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretch in never ending lines along the margin of a bay. Then thousands saw I at a glance, tossing their heads and splendid dancing. Now, this is the poem I have read. Now, okay, now this is your word meaning, and write of the first word is crowd. What you have seen in the picture?
Ma'am, a large number of people.
Okay, the meaning of crowd is a large number of people. Second is twinkle. What you have seen in the picture?
Ma'am, shining.
Okay,
Shining the sun.
okay. The meaning of twinkle is to shine. Third is margin. What you have what you saw in this picture?
There is the margin in the borders.
Okay, the meaning of margin is line or oblique side on the empty space. Fourth one is wander. What you have seen in the set picture?
A boy is walking.
Very good. So the meaning of wander is to walk somewhere. Fifth one is fluttering. What you have seen in the picture?
Ma'am, a girl is dancing.
Okay, the meaning of fluttering is to move quickly and lightly. Now, Rina, read this poem.
I wandered lonely as cloud that floats on high over valleys and hills. When all at, at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance.
Very good, Rina. Now, Subhi, you read.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking Subhi, you read.
I wander lonely as a cloud that floats on high over valleys and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw it at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance.
Very good, Subhi. Okay, now students, I will ask some questions with you. Okay, what figure of speech is used in the poem? What figure of speech is used in the poem? Rina?
Ma'am, metaphor, simile, etc.
Okay. What is the theme of the poem?
The theme of the poem is nature's beauty with the milk of happiness and loneliness.
Very good, Subi. The theme of poem is nature's happiness and poet's loneliness. Very good. What was the poet doing in the poem?
The poet was wandering alone in the countryside.
Very good. The poet was wandering along countryside. Okay. Now, this is who the host of Golden Daffodils. In this poem, this line is the host of Golden Daffodils means as a crowd of humans being which are just like a host, a nature welcoming the lonely and sad guest in his lap of nature. In this line, the poet compares the golden daffodils with the nature's lap, because when we peoples are becoming sad, so we are trying to connect with the nature, and the nature is welcoming us toward his lap. Okay. Next is fluttering and dancing in the breeze. That means that the daffodils were tossing their heads and moving side to side along with the breeze. As you have seen in the fields, that the when the winds blow, and the flowers are tossing their heads like in this and this. So in this poem also, the poet sees that the daffodils dancing their heads and fluttering like from one side to another lightly. And the third one is they flash upon that inward eyes. It means when he is lying on his couch, when the poet is lying on his couch, in a pensive mood, his mind flashes back to the dance of the daffodils he saw on a he saw on it on a easy sorry early spring day, when the poet is lying on his couch and he is reminding their journey about that daffodil flowers, and he is and closing their eyes and imagining that the how the daffodils are dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shines. It means the poet compares the beauty of daffodils with continuity of stars in the sky, and they are endless like the stars. Okay. Now the central idea of the poem is the poem Daffodil is the best known poem of William Wordsworth, and the poet says in this poem about his loneliness and aloneness, alone journey. And when he saw the daffodils dancing in the breeze, the golden daffodils twinkled and stretches in the continuous line, just like the star in the Milky Way galaxy for putting a greater implications. He has never seen so many daffodils at once, because in the above in the poem you have see that the uh, poet has said that thousands 10,000 I saw at a glance. So he has never seen before this there are thousands of compare he compares the thousands of daffodils with the field of flowers. Okay, now the questions of the center idea is, what is the name of the poem? What is the name of the poem?
Ma'am, the name of the poem is Daffodil.
Very good, Rina. What is the name of the poet?
The name of the poet is William Wordsworth.
Very good. What is the central idea in the poem? What is the central idea in the poem?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Okay. The central idea of the poem is the central idea of the poem is the poet compares the daffodils and nature with his aloneness and loneliness in the journey. Okay, these are the rhyming words which are used in the in the poem Daffodil. First one is Rina. First one read.
Cloud, crowd.
Okay. Second one Shubhi.
Hills, daffodils.
Very good. Third one Rina.
Trees, breeze.
Very good. Fourth one Shubhi.
Shine and line.
Fifth one Rina.
Dance, glance.
Very good. Okay. Now this is your homework. Write a summary on the poem Daffodil in your own words. You have to write a summary on the poem Daffodils in your own words. Okay. Now next one is write a make sentences of the given words. You have to write the make sentences of the given words, and the words are float, twinkle, milky, dance, golden. These are the words you have to make a sentences on it. Okay, write it down in your notes copy. Okay, written.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you, class.